31. Today we are going to work with problem solving using quadratic equation. Let's do some exercises to identify the steps to solve these kind of problems. The first is a number problem. The product of two consecutive integers is 56. Find the integers. Remember, when we work with consecutive integers, one integer is x and the other integer is x plus 1. So the product between the two consecutive numbers is equal 56. Now, to solve the equation, we need to use the distributive property. X times x is x to the second power. X times 1 is x equal 56. Now, we have to equal the equation to 0. X to the second power plus x minus 56 equal 0. Now, we have to factor this trinomial. In this case, two numbers whose product is negative 56 and whose sum is 1. Those numbers are 8 and 7. Now, we equal each factor to 0 and solve this linear equation. In the first case, x equal negative 8, and the second case, x equal 7. Now we try the solution, each solution, with the principal equation. Substitute the negative 8 in x. So negative 8 times negative 8 plus 1 equal 56. Negative 8 times negative 7 equal 56. Negative 8 times negative 7 is 56, that is equal to 56. With the second solution, that is 7, we substitute the value in x. 7 times 7 plus 1 equal 56. 7 times 8 equal 56. So 56 is equal 56. So in this case, both are the solution of the equations. X is equal to negative 8 or x is equal to 7. Let's do another example. One of geometry problem. One leg of a right triangle exceeds the other leg by 4 inches. The hypotenuse is 20 inches. Find the length of the shorter leg of the right triangle. So we have a right triangle, and the information says that one leg is x and the other is x plus 4. And the hypotenuse is 20. So we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve this kind of problem. In this case, one leg to the second power plus the other leg to the second power is equal the hypotenuse to the second power. Now, to solve, we need to do x plus 4 to the second power. And this is x to the second power plus 8x plus 16 equal 400. Now we can add the like terms and subtract 400 to equal the equation to 0. 2 times x to the second power plus 8x plus 16 minus 400 equal 0. Now we can add like terms. 2x to the second power plus 8x minus 384 equal 0. To solve this polynomial, first we can find the greatest common factor between the three terms. In this case, is 2 is the greatest common factor, and the polynomial is x to the second power plus 4 times x minus 384 divided by 2, that is 192, equals 0. Now the 2 we can pass to divide as 0 because it's a multiplication, and the solution is x to the second power plus 4 times x minus 192 equal 0. Now we need to find two numbers whose product is 192 and whose sum is 4. So I'm going to use the prime numbers to factor 192. 192 divided by 2 is equal to 96. Now 96 times 2 is 192, but the subtraction is not 4. So divide it again, 96 by 2. That is 48. 48 times 4 is 192, but the subtraction is not 4. So divide it again by 2. That is 24. 24 times 8 is 192, but the subtraction is not 4. Divide it again by 2. That is 12. 12 times 16 is 192, and the subtraction is 4. So the factorization is x plus 16 times x minus 12 equal 0. Now we equal each factor to 0. X plus 16 equals 0, and x plus negative 12 equals 0. So the first equation, x is equal to negative 16, and the second equation, x is equal 12. In this case, the question is to find the length of a leg. So the length is necessarily positive. So the solution in this case is x equal 12. Let's do another example, one with the number problem. The difference of two numbers is 27, and their product is 124. Find the numbers. In this case, the first is difference of two numbers. So x minus y equal 27. And their product, x times y equals 124. We have a system of equations. To solve this kind of problems, we need to use the substitution method. So I'm going to use the first equation to isolate one of the variables. Here I have x minus y equal 27. I'm going to isolate the value of x, or the variable of x. In this case, x equal 27 plus y. And I'm going to substitute this expression in the second equation. So I'm going to use x times y equal 124, and I'm going to substitute the value of x by the expression 27 plus y. And I'm going to use the distributive property. Y times 27 is 27y, plus y times y is y to the second power equal 124. Now I'm going to equal the equation to 0 and order the polynomial. Y to the second power plus 27y minus 124 equal 0. Now we need to find two numbers whose product is negative 24 and whose sum is 27. So I'm going to use the prime numbers to factor 124. 124 divided by 2 is 62. 62 times 2 is 124, but the subtraction is not 27. So divide the 62 by 2, that is 31. 31 times 4 is 124, and the subtraction is 27. So the factors is y plus 31 times y minus 4 equal 0. Now, equal each factor to 0, y plus 31 equals 0, y minus 4 equals 0. In the first linear equation, y is equal to negative 31, and the second, y equal 4. In this case, if we substitute y, that is negative 31, in one of the equations, we can find the value of x, that is negative 4. If we substitute the value of y, that is 4, in one of the equations, we can find the value of x, that is 31. So in this case, the solution of the problem is one number is negative 31 and the other number is negative 4, or one number is 4 and the other number is 31. I hope you learn how to solve quadratic equation in problem solving. See you in another opportunity.